whatever it is that you're starting and whatever it is that you may be doing and pursuing, why did you begin it? Why did you start it? Is it and if your why is strong enough for you to keep going, just keep going.
You could look at you and think you're going through something, and somebody's going through something worse than what you're going through. But you have to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and stuff.
Basically, you trying to figure out what's your limit of everything, because everybody have like this breaking point in whatever it is you're trying to do. Like with me, I still struggle sometimes with seeing the limits, because I'm the type of person like, I got it, I could do it.
Welcome back to another episode of 3 Hearts, 1 Beat. I'm Lee.
And I'm Kim.
And I'm V.
And today, guys, our episode is going to be pushing yourself past your limits. So before we get into this episode today, I want to ask you just to drop it in the comments. What does that mean to you? Just pushing past your limits, some things you may be trying to push past and are just going beyond, above and beyond for yourself. So just drop it in the comments and let us know what that means to you. Because I know to me, it's like when you feel like it's hard, you got to push past that. Don't stop at when it get hard, when it start getting rough and it feel like everything is caving and it feel like nothing is going right. It's easy to be like, man, I'm done. I quit. I ain't doing this no more. This ain't meant for me. Because I've been there. I've done that. But I think I'm now to the point now where when things do get hard on certain end, yes, it mess with me sometimes mentally, but God gave me the mental strength to also be like, no, you're not giving up right here. Because you have to tell yourself, you have to ask yourself, why did you start that? Whatever it is that you're starting and whatever it is that you may be doing and pursuing, why did you begin it? Why did you start it? Is it and if your why is strong enough for you to keep going, just keep going. Push past it. Push yourself past all those limits of things, even stuff once you tap into unfamiliar territory that you don't know nothing about. But you go ahead and just put your toes up in that water and see how it feels, because it may be good to you. Right. It's going to be shaky in the beginning always, because especially when it's new. When something is new, look at us with the podcast. When something is new, it's always things that's going to happen. And you will be like, it's many a times we could have been like, man, I don't want to do this no more because this didn't happen and this didn't happen. It's y'all, if y'all understand half of the stuff that you know how many episodes we didn't re-record it. So it's like,
I'll push it to a later date and be like, whenever it come back up.
Right. So it's like you can't give up when it get hard, because things is going to happen. Right. Things is going to get, but all of it to me is just learning lessons. It's just lessons being learned in the whole process.
Right. Or we'll be sitting here and record the whole episode
exactly.
to notice that this wasn't recorded. Somebody camera didn't catch them. So right. It's a lot. But understanding your mental and physical limits, it's like she just said, it's basically you trying to figure out what's your limit of everything, because everybody have like this breaking point in whatever it is you're trying to do. Like with me, I still struggle sometimes with seeing the limits, because I'm the type of person like, I got it, I could do it. But then, like, even though
that's me too.
So this is what happened. So why last night, Leet was like, when the president's gonna start getting wrapped and being put under the tree. I said, I got it. She was like, you know it's December the 2nd, right? And I was like, right, it is. I was like, I said, I take my time and I just take, person by person. It's just wrap the gifts. That's my only time. She was like, cause you got the podcast and we got this and we got this and we got that and you got to do this. And I was sitting there like, now you didn't make me think about it. Now I'm overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, don't worry about it. It's just December 2nd. So now it's just December 2nd.
Yeah, 'cause you usually be on them, but girl, you usually be when they we usually never do it
No,
until,
it
till we
normally
get
it
in
no.
December. We never
Because
usually wrap them. We
it's
might.
like once most of the gifts is in the house, and I take each person pile and knock they pile down instead of me constantly going back and forth. So say like if it's everybody who bought gifts for Mama, I just take all hers. It may take me 2 days to wrap all her gifts and so on and so on. But I take even to the girls, the dogs. Like I'll just take they piles and I just take my time and just wrap them. That's like my own little sanity. But it was the funny part that she was like in the beginning, it's we're December,
She ready to see presents in her
right?
tree.
She's like,
It's not even just that.
but as soon
It's
as I say
just
now you overwhelm me. Well, it's just December the 2nd,
Second,
but
it's
she was
just
pressuring
president
me
before.
at first.
I really wasn't trying to pressure you. So basically, we all have but all our realistic standards are different. Me, I'm just blunt with it, like straight to it, like you got this added and this added and you got this too. I'm pointing out all the obvious. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just dang, and you know what? Anybody named Debbie, that's down bad that they put that they made that such a bad thing. But anyway, I'm not trying
That's
to
my
be,
first time hearing it.
But
I'm
I've
not trying
heard that
to.
before.
I've heard it before too, especially watching a lot of TV. Like basically, I try to be I'm just straightforward, bluntly straightforward, and sometimes it'll come out as rude or
Oh, it wasn't rude.
Oh, look at.
come out as a different tone or trying to over. I ain't try to overwhelm you. I was just being real blunt with you,
I
like
wasn't overwhelmed.
But you ain't
I
gonna be
was
over.
just being funny, you know.
You're gonna be too overwhelmed. But like I was telling you earlier, I call myself trying to stalk so you don't have a whole pile of them. I looked at some of them things when I wrapped them. I said, you should leave the rest of that stuff
I
alone.
ain't even about to see. That's the part of it's a
I was
certain
trying to
thing.
help her out though because I didn't want her to get have so much and sit there and be rapping. I said, let me help her out a little bit, but baby, I left it alone after a minute.
It's a thing called pushing yourself past your limits physically and pushing yourself past your limits physically. I mean, we physically and mentally. I know when I'm starting to learn when to stop pushing myself past my limits, way beyond I ain't gonna say just past, beyond those limits. Mentally, when my nerves start getting bad and things start bothering me and it start messing with my energy, I be like, yep, nope.
And
I gotta back
physically,
away. And physically,
right?
I'm still learning that.
It's when
Cause
your
I
body
be
get tired.
Well, for me, I'm still
I will
learning
push
both.
back. I will push through. Like for instance, V was like, Lee, just take a break this day and that day. Don't go working. And I was like, right.
Cause you
But
was barely hanging on.
I was yesterday. I got the rest that I needed. But today I was good when I went out there. But
Besides all the road situations you had, so
Girl, that
was you 100% good?
that's the part. That's what I was about
Your
to get
mental
to.
wasn't good.
It wasn't good. I thought
Right.
I was good. Physically, I was fine. But mentally, it was like I was good in the beginning. But was I though? Because I started getting irritated early. I started clicking. I'm there. I'm logging out this and going into this and doing this. So basically, physically, I was good. But mentally, I wasn't. No matter how much
Right.
I tried to push myself to it and say, you good. No, sometimes you need a break. You push yourself past your limits, but that don't mean drown yourself and stuff. Because then you start making crazy mistakes like running red lights, turning in intersections that ain't supposed to be turned
That's
in.
what-
That's what I
It was
basically.
rough today.
It was a rough day today. Mentally, I wasn't all the way there, and it showed because I started feeling it an hour or two into me being out there. It was like, oh, I push myself past. I try to push myself past certain limits because I think what goes on with me is I got this to do, I got that to do. This got to be done. We got to do this. We got to make sure this done. I'm a person try to go out there and get it so it could get done. I don't want to be the person to be like, oh, we can't do it because we don't have this. Right. Oh, we can't do it because we can't afford this. I don't like being that person because I like to provide. That's my thing. I'm a provider. It's not a masculine thing. That's just who I am. I've been single for so long, so that's how I was technically raised by my mom and watching my sister go. Like, you go out there and you get it yourself. And my heart is so big to the point where it is sometimes hard to say no to certain people. I could say no to a lot of people, but certain people it's hard to say no to. Certain people it's hard to say. It hurt to say I can't do it.
Right.
It sucked. So I try to never be that person to certain people. Now all people, no is a complete sentence. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's a whole complete sentence to a lot of people, but some people you don't want to say no to. You want to make all that come true. Well, what resources you have, but mentally, I wasn't supposed to be out there. The streets, they want me out there today because I was like, mama was even dying laughing at me, so it was like, it is what it is at that point.
Yeah, but it's okay to push yourself, push yourself past like mental and physical. So like, say for instance, if you working out and you average 50 reps or 20 reps, we will just say 20 reps, and you say, okay, today I'm gonna try to go for extra 1 or 2. See, that's pushing you. I look at it like that, like that's pushing yourself past your limits.
Right.
Yeah,
If
something
you-
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you whatever it is you doing, you adding gradually, and not with most of us we do, we'll be at 20 reps or whatever. We be on the treadmill and or the bike or whatever, and we able to do so many minutes. We'll go try to say, okay, let's say for instance you on the bike for 10 minutes and you going strong. You'll try to be on that bike. Let's say like you pushing yourself past the limits. You'll try to be on the bike. Okay, so I'm at 10 minutes now. I'm gonna go for 30 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah, it's something
Now you
my
are
mental
mentally-
would do. Mentally, I be
Right.
telling myself that.
So now your body is in extra pain because you didn't. Yes, you did push yourself past the limits, but sometimes you may have overdid it. Now you may cause a little injury or some soreness.
And then also, you also be like, I'm gonna go to that 30 minutes, and then when you don't reach the 30 minutes because you thinking about getting the 30 minutes, you don't even reach the 10.
Right.
Because and then now you irritated with yourself. You're mad. You're upset because you didn't reach your goals, and you push yourself past your limits. Push yourself past your limits. If you was at 10, go to 12 or 13, not 30. You
Like they say that
now
1%.
Yeah, you
Always
got,
add 1%. And then once you add 1% so much, then you add, 5%
Right.
and so on. But we got to get out of trying to add 120% to whatever it is we doing.
But I think it's because a lot of things in society have you thinking you have to push yourself that far. Like, just because so and so, just because such and such over here could go and get up for work and be on it soon as they get in the door. This other person, they may need about an hour or two before they really be like, okay, I'm here, I'm good. You gotta let people walk around in their mind and let them figure it out, because everybody can't just wake up and go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or, for instance, you have some people that could just shoot the 3 ball and is all net 85-90% of the time. You can't expect somebody who's just starting to play basketball to be doing the same thing, because that person been doing it for years. This person just started. You can't, don't compare yourself to other people things that they doing, because then you kind of gonna stop yourself from reaching your limits, because now you're gonna get discouraged because you didn't reach it, because you didn't touch it, because you wasn't nowhere near it. But we
Yeah.
all gotta learn.
Tell me about it.
It's a hard lesson, but it's a lesson. We didn't all be. I'm still learning.
Like I said earlier, like I find myself, because I feel like, now this is the thing with me. The stuff that I say I could do. Because either I did it before, or I don't mind learning how to do it. But what happens with me is, like you say, it be so much. And before I realize it, my body is tired. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why is I'm so tired? Like, when I realize, okay, every part of the day. I may have some days, like I want to say it was a couple of days ago, me and you, I felt like that was like my first day off from everything, editing and going out there and doing what we do, like just dealing with everything. Because even though everything that we're doing, it's fun and exciting to do, it's also still a part of work for us. You know what I'm saying? So the other day, I forgot what day it was. Me and you, it was almost like a lounge day. And we was back in the family room. And that day, I think we was watching Heartland just about the whole day.
Yeah.
And I had told you, I was like, sis, I kind of needed this day because now my mental wasn't really on, okay, at this time, I got to make sure I have these videos edited. I got to have these shots ready. I got to have, this done. I got to do this. We got to go out at this time. Okay. It wasn't that day was just a whole mental break. And I felt like I needed that. Because when behind the scenes is a lot that's going on. Even though we may record some things, whether we cruising, whether it's 1 hour channels, we may put it out there, but it's the behind the scenes that it really is with a hard work.
You trying to figure out how to deliver it when you putting it out there. But this is for anybody that struggle with stuff like that. It's the best advice somebody gave me was throughout your day, write down everything you want to do. Put it on the paper. You don't put a timestamp in it. It don't even have to be, you don't even have to do it in the order, but you write it down on a paper. And that takes away the mental stress of trying to figure out, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. Because now you trying to think of everything you trying to do to where if it's on the paper, you like, okay, I got to do this. And once you do it, you done checked it or scratched it off and you like, okay, I could do this next. And then before you know it, you've been completed your whole list. And now it feel like, and when I did it, when they gave me that advice, did I do it all the time? No. But when they gave me that advice to do it, I seen what they meant because it was like, I wrote it all down and I just was breaking it down. So it's like, it takes away the mental aspect of basically trying to be like, I got this to do. Oh yeah, I got to do this. Oh yeah, man, I forgot I got to do this too. Cause now that's a lot of mental work. And you
Right.
overworking your mental now. Or as far as when you got to go to work in the morning. That was advice the same person gave me. They was like, just lay your clothes out in the morning. That's one less thing you got to worry about doing when you get up in the morning. You just get up and put your clothes on and brush your teeth and go out the door. And when I did it, you do feel a difference because when you get up in the morning and you ain't got your clothes laid out to go to work, you like, oh yeah, I gotta get this. Let me find this. Now you're fumbling around your room at 4:30 in the morning trying to find stuff to put on to go out the door.
Another thing I had noticed, like, because I'm working, like, doing the cabinet, repainting the cabinets. What I realized when I was repainting the cabinets, I was running into different issues.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what I had to realize was whenever you taking on, I don't care if it's a house project, a business, or whatever, a lot of that stuff do be mental and physical. It depends on what it is you're doing. So with the cabinets, what happened was when I had told myself, I said, okay, so I got to edit, I got this, I got to do that, like all the different things we do as far as like the back with the editing, like make sure I get this, the thumbnail, like I'll be like naming, everything. And I was like, I'm going to just fit that in. But by the time you really get on that computer, like I told you, and I know to a lot of people, you probably got some editors out there that they quick with it. But what I realized, what I told you, I say, for every 10 minutes of video, it take me like an hour and something just to edit. So even though this video is 40 something minutes, it take me about 4 to 5 hours just to edit it. And the cruise videos be a little bit longer. So
Right.
it's like now that's like
Take you a couple of years. I'm just playing.
with the old computer, yeah, because that thing, shoot, that took me a little minute. But with what I was saying with the cabinets, so what happened with that was you're encountering different problems along the way. And as you're encountering them different problems, now you trying to figure out how to do them problems. Now you watching videos on how to do those, fix those problems, and see what else, could be done or whatever. And all that plays a part of the
Oh,
awareness of the mental
mental,
and the physical.
yeah.
Because there was sometimes I can't delete because I'm saying it, with my hand. I'm saying it each door with my hand. I'm scraping. And I told Lee, I was like, dang, son, all my arms and stuff hurting. Like, I couldn't, you remember? I was like, to me, it's just exercise. To me, it was muscles, but I still was feeling it. But
Oh yeah, you gonna feel it if you using
but
stuff. You ain't-
it played a part of your mental because, like, when certain things, I don't care what you're working on, even if I'm, whatever it is we doing and it don't come out right. Like right now, we got one of the machines. I'm keep going at it. We got 2 cut machines. Neither one of them won't work for me. One of them I got to order parts from and basically break it down myself and learn how to fix it and watch a video. And well, I found a video. But the other one is just not connecting to the new computer for it to work. So with everything that we doing, I'm still trying to figure out how to make that work for us. So it's like, it'd be a lot, but I just be doing. Most of the time, Mama Lee, y'all don't even know what be going on. Sometimes Lee be knowing because I tell her. And I just be trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
it's like once you push yourself past those limits, it's to the point of now how do I break down these barriers
Right.
to get to the other side of this situation? Because there's gonna be a whole wall right there, and you punching and punching through it, and it feel like you just can't get through it. So it's like now how do I get through this? That's that mental. Now that's what your mental's supposed to be working on, not everyday stuff that you know what I'm saying. That's no offense. I'm not trying to be offensive when I say what I'm about to say. You're not supposed to stress and have stuff on your mental that's regular everyday stuff, because when you're fighting for your dream, honestly, when you're fighting for your dream and trying to break through those walls, it should be, honestly, once you're having fun with it, it should be all right. Breaking down the barriers of that is once you following your dreams, anything that come your way, you like, but it's not gonna be that easy. But okay, I gotta figure that problem out. Once I figure that out, because once you figure one out,
It's another
let's
one
go.
gonna
Another
come.
one
Right.
gonna come.
They don't never
But
stop.
you just don't get discouraged and stop right there and be like, I quit. I give up on this. I don't want to do this no more. And now you going back to doing stuff that you don't like, working a job that you can't stand, or doing something that you really don't want to do in
Yeah.
life. Because then 5 or 10 years later, I'm speaking off experience. 5 or 10 years later, you're back where you started at. You're like,
Right.
you know what? It's worth fighting for, because you then went out there and you don't like it. So now you're like, I'm coming back. So why not fight through those issues right then and there? And that's what I had to learn this time around, fighting for myself.
On other business, we started like, we had a website before. And remember, I had got 1 or 2 sales. This was years ago. And that's another thing. Hard times and things is gonna come, but you got to keep pushing through it.
Right.
And back in the past, and that's a lot of things that we learned in the past, that when hard things came, we just went right back to like, okay, we got to push this to the side right now and just focus on getting everything caught up and everything straight. It ain't gonna work that way. You have to keep, you gotta get that straight while keep going after that. And as far as like our social media, we went through the phase where we post on certain things, but not everything, because we went through, I think what happened to me was I had got overwhelmed. When we had TikTok, when we was on TikTok heavy, but it was like 21, 22, that around that
I think
time.
in 21 we had started uploading, and then we got hit with a major loss, and then it was like,
but we kept going though.
We kept going, but it was still
we
tough.
didn't grieve the way we were supposed to all the way around to like 22. And then what happened was a lot of people started following us at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, like, to have that many followers, I think we was up to like 10K. And what wound up happening was, even though we was being ourselves and we was having fun and everything, so many people was pouring out to us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm answering the comments, and people is like, man, y'all bring light to me, and you know, all those things. And I think what happened with me was it also started affecting me, not in a bad way, in a good way. But then I realized, by me being an empath, my emotions started getting drained, because people would hit us up and be like, man, I want a relationship like this with my family. We can't do this. And oh man, it'd be so cool if me and my siblings could laugh and joke and get along like that. And so my impact, you know, I realized at that point, I didn't know at that time that my impact was, I forgot what they call it. I was feeling all those emotions, and it was hitting me, and you know what I'm saying? So as I'm answering back, sometimes, you know, even though I'm being positive to them, I'm sitting here like, I'm really deep down, I was sad for them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, like, they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So, and we even had the point where we had our clothes, and me and you was talking about it, and we was sending our clothes to people, and how many people told us was like, nobody in my whole life ever gave me nothing.
That's crazy.
Y'all the first people to give me something, and all that. Like, so when you realize, and that's when I started realizing, like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to do it, even though I'm being myself and I was myself. I have to truly understand that God is using me for something way bigger than what we thought it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that step back that we took from social media, and I used to tell you, like, I felt bad. You remember when I told you, like, because all those people, like, we was keeping, like, they day going, because that's what they was telling us. Like, I look forward to seeing y'all keep.
Right.
But pushing ourselves past the limits at that time, I want to say it probably was like a mental break, because like you said, we had lost in our family, and
It was a loss that kind of took us all by surprise, and we didn't deal with that grief.
So when God really set us down, it was like, I felt like I was feeling guilty, because I was telling you, like, sis, I just feel like we walked away from everybody. But the whole while, it was a season, because we went through stuff, and he had to basically build us stronger than what we was the first time. Because see, we went in for something totally different.
Exactly.
And that's how it always go. You going for something totally different. And
but we was having fun with
right,
it.
we was.
We was having so much fun with making the videos. God will bring you, like you said, I was just thinking that too. I was like, because we started it for something totally different, but we was still just being who we were.
Right.
But I think when we got hit with Uncle Loss, it was like, we just try to come back, and you could go back, if you could go back and look at those videos, some of those videos, you could see the grief in our face, but we was putting on a smile. Like, you could see the pain, but it was more trying to stay, because you just, like, everyday life, we talked about on the last episode, it's not taught. When you lose somebody, you need to sit down, deal with that grief, and go and talk to people. But we was trying to
push ourselves
surpass
past the limits.
And that was limits that was pushing it too far, because we lost on, and we grieving, but we jumped over grieving and went right back into trying to help other people through their stuff, when we ain't even break this, and you know what I'm saying? Because it's still, I ain't saying we don't still hurt behind his loss. I'm just saying we didn't, because it took effect when, this is when I knew it was bad for me. I'm at work, and they had me in the car, and I'm crying, like, all the time. But it was, no, I wasn't eating like that. I was bringing, I used to bring crazy snacks to work, and I used to come back home with a lot of, I wasn't eating. You know what I'm saying? So it was more of, we jumped past We didn't deal with the grieving part in between. We jumped over the grieving. We still was grieving, but we was like, we just gonna go back and try to be this happy person, these happy people for these people because this is what they need. And we forgot all about us. And you can't do that. You can't push yourself beyond those limits. The limits we're talking about is when you have a dream, you have to fight for yourself. No towards your dream is not an exception. People shutting doors in your face, that's gonna happen. That don't mean that just mean that wasn't the door for you. God ain't had that one because the door that's for you, God already got that door sitting wide open. He just waiting for you to go through it. That's it. So it's like you can't stop at
I'm quiet. I
the
ain't got nothing to say. I'm just enjoying the conversation. Y'all just I don't know. Sometimes just go ahead. Go ahead. Lee.
you can't you can't stop at the first hiccup of I messed up. Like, you know how many times we tried to start, we was doing music and we stopped. Then, but the one thing about us, we had artists, and when the artists walked away, we tried to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think that when it stopped, when that girl told me I had to go do it by myself, I was like, oh, ecstatic. It was over.
And that was a problem.
That was
Like,
my problem back
mhm.
then.
It was like trying to do something by yourself,
Yeah, it was crazy.
like podcasts, podcast.
But it was meant for us to do this together.
It was.
It was meant for it to be us three. It was meant for us to do this and come into this together. It wasn't
This girl
meant
started buying podcast stuff. What it was about 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
right. And I don't know what none of that stuff. Oh, we using some of the stuff, not all of it. But it's like, but you get. I think this time around, I think going through 2020 showed me how you have to keep just. It's gonna be hard.
And you watching we watch so many creators, and when they tell their story, see people, what happened was you had a lot of creators in 2020, 2021, 2022 that wind up actually, blowing up.
Hmm.
So a lot of people was jumping on it. Like when we was making our TikTok, it wasn't even for blow up. It was just us having fun.
Right.
So, but you do have people who do it just to blow up. But then when you hear the backstories, like some of them will tell you, like, before we blew up, I was uploading for about 8 years. We've been going after this for 10 years. So if you get into it, even with your business, you get into it and you looking for something to happen overnight, it's not going to happen. It take time to build. It take people that watch you and enjoy you say, okay. I think people at this point is trying to like gravitate to people who are
Who's more like them?
like them. And I think that's what goes on a lot. Like a lot of people is gravitating to people who is more like them, or people who say, like you say, that then been through, say they may be going through something right now, but then they come across a video for you and you talking about it. Now it resonate with them, and they sitting there like, man, this is what I'm feeling right now. This is what I'm
still
going
do
through
that
right
with
now.
videos, right.
Same to this day.
Right.
So if you want to get into, I don't care what it is, content, your own business, I don't care what it is.
Man, you
Just
want that
start.
storefront? Just start. Look up the start. Something she taught me, researching. Start researching the steps that you need to take to get there. And then start executing those steps. Anything that's possible for you to do it.
You want a restaurant? Look, what we saying out here in Atlanta, and I know a lot of areas do it. I'm not saying that, but we live in Atlanta area, so I'm just telling you what we saying. So out here, we starting to see a lot of people. Right now, they probably can't afford a food truck. So what they doing is they're taking their grills. They talking to like a store and be like, hey, can I set up my grill? They got their grill with the externals and everything, and they doing it like that
Right.
for start. Now, who to say their goal made is to have a restaurant one day, but right now they can't even afford a truck. So who to say that they starting off like that, selling all this stuff like that? They got the grills running. We seen one person with the grills and stuff and had the U-Haul truck. Whatever.
I was just thinking
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
And it was $19, $20 a day. Shoot, you get your $120 of a plate Man, you ain't paying for a whole day. Everything else is clear profit.
So they cooking out here. I'm saying it, and it's popping up more and more because like more places we go, I'm seeing more families doing that, and they have the trucks and the U-Hauls or whatever with their grills, and they selling plates off the sterns, and people actually be buying. That's the thing. They cooking as they go, and then we also see the actual food trucks. You could tell a lot of people starting off with their food trucks and they just getting, deals and then people parking lots and everything.
Right.
So pushing yourself past your limits don't mean, okay, you opening up a clothing store, you opening up your website for whatever you selling, and you set the expectations. First month, I want 1 million sales. I mean, I want to make $1 million, not 1 million sales, my bad.
That's possible too.
It is possible. Everything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Anything could happen at any time. But start focusing on, okay, let me get the first sale. Okay, now once you get the first sale, let me work on getting 2 sales. And have it, go like that. And keep pushing yourself because it'll happen for you.
It's all about having fun while doing what you're doing. It's like having fun in the learning process of doing what you're doing, to the point where you want the sales, because that's, we all want the sales, the views, or whatever we may be doing to earn the income that we're looking for, that we feel like, that we working hard for. But it's all about having fun, wanting to learn in the process, because it's going to be times where you ain't getting no views. It's going to be times where you ain't getting no sales. But what are you learning in that process, in between 0 views to 1 million views, 0 sales to 1 million sales? What's the in between? What's the in between process of what did you learn each and every day you went back at it? Every day you go back at it, you should be learning something new every single day about what you're doing. Whether if it's you sewing clothes, whether if it's you cooking, whether if it's you being a content creator, whether if it's you doing everything that you ever wanted to do, whether if it's you being a basketball player, football player, hockey player. What's the in between from the beginning to what's the word you said? You just said it. Expectations. From the beginning to your expectations. What did you learn
Right,
in
that
between?
in between.
So you gotta have fun while doing it. You can't just go into it like, I want to do this because of the money. We all need the money, but guess what? I always tell myself, God know how much money I need to survive on this earth. So guess what? I'm gonna just go by what He give me,
Right.
because He has made a way every day for me to have a roof over my head, food on my table, clothes on my back, every day to do this, every time, every day. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that. He know how much I need. He know what my expectations is, but my expectations is way lower than what He already have set for me. So why is I'm going to keep going out there? Why is I'm going to keep? I shouldn't stress myself. And this is something I'm telling myself now. Stop stressing yourself behind stuff you don't have. Worry about what you do have and make that work. Because you got people that have way less than what you have,
And that's the truth.
and making it work. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have fun on the in between, because everything else, I could sit here today and be like, man, I want us to get to 2 million subscribers. Yes, that's one of my expectations. But God, like, 2 million, that's it.
Right.
All right, 500 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
It
you,
remind me of that thing with the plane.
yeah.
When it says my expectations, and
And
they
then
say
God
God
expectation.
So
His expectations is always greater than what your expectations. You seeing it as, man, I just got to get this and get to that. Whole while He like, nah, my child. That's why you gotta learn. Keep learning every day you step out there. Every day you wake up, whether if it's something in life, whether if it's something in your business, just anything in general, you have to keep learning. You can't just go out there and be like, I gotta get this money. I gotta get this money. Because guess what? He gonna give you the money,
right,
but you ain't gonna never be satisfied.
right.
You gonna be like, I gotta get 1 million. But if you still chasing the money, you gonna see that million, you gonna be like, nah, I gotta get 3 million. Now I gotta get 10 million. Now I gotta get, you ain't gonna never be happy or satisfied with what God already blessed you with. He blessed me with all the stuff that I have now. I have a car. My bills is paid up. Everything that I need, he giving it to me. So why should I walk around and complain about any of it? You know what I mean? Like, so you have to enjoy the process all the way through. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun with everything that you do because your dreams, your expectations, the reach them to me is like a challenge. Like you could say like something I'm doing. I'm gonna just put it out there. I put down 6 months just to see where I'm at from month 1 to month 6 with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you put it in a journal, write down at the end of each month where you at, and you go see the growth because I see it in just the first month. So I'm excited to see what the second month go bring, the third month go bring. So it's like you just got to keep going and keep learning. Give yourself, don't put expectations on yourself because God has way higher expectations. He is preparing you for it. Walk in this season being prepared to be pushed past your limits. And guess what? Guess who gonna be right there with you, beside you, in front you, behind you? God. So guess what? You might as well just keep going. Don't stop. If you pushing for dreams, whatever your goals is, just keep fighting for them. Don't stop. We will see you at the finish line. Ain't that right, y'all?
You already know.
We gonna see you
We're
at
gonna
the
be
finish
rooting
line.
you the whole week.
Right. I'm clapping you on. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. So just keep going. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have fun while doing it though. Cause this is fun to me. We be laughing, we be joking, we be clowning, we have fun. We do a lot of different things. But we enjoy each other company. Do we get on each other's nerves? Every day. I know I get on their nerves. Do I care? Nope.
I'm a
Come
little
do it.
salty because
I'm
my
a
mama don't be enjoying my company.
But
I'ma do it again
now, do
tomorrow.
people get on my nerves in this house? Like you say, every day.
I sure do.
Every day, people get on my nerves. But I just have to just
Is you talking about who?
sky.
She get on everybody nerves every day. 'Cause she always doing something new. She do something new every day, but I love her. So she a trip. But it's
But what
just
I also wanted to say was, don't never look at, oh, I'm not, because I'm okay, we doing the podcast. If it ain't, they got people that is doing, you could look at you and think you going through something and somebody's going through something worse than what you're going through. But you have to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and stuff. You know your limitations, you know everything you need to do and what and stuff. So just keep going because there's somebody you might think you doing bad when somebody else you'll see just look at something else and oh Lord, somebody doing worse than you doing.
right. Always there's somebody out there. I think me and you done had that conversation in life. I think that's how I went through life. Like if something bad happened to me, yeah, it hurt at the moment,
Oh yes, it does.
but you like, man, somebody got it worse than me.
Right, somebody
It
gone
been
through
times
it, right.
it been times we didn't know where our full next meal was coming from, but I always thought about at least I got a roof over my head. You got people who don't know where their meal coming from, don't have a roof over their head, standing in the rain and the cold while it's hot outside. At least I have somewhere to go to where electricity is
Right.
running. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have your hard times, but you gotta push through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And pushing yourself. When I said, don't push yourself past your limits to where it's exhaustion, because now you're worthless to yourself.